Hey everybody, I'm standing here with Keith Arem of PCB Productions. What is going on?
Everything is going on. It's amazing. It's a great time right now.
I can't even believe I just ran into you on your way out of ScareLA.
No, this is amazing. This is so great to see this in the middle of the summer, to see this happening here, which is great.
What are they saying? It's a Halloween in the summer is the tagline.
That's right. It's better to be hot and scared and bothered.
Well,
yeah, something like that.
I don't know. There's something to be said about being cold and being scared.
That's true. Yeah, this is a little weird in LA. It's a little too hot for this.
But it's cool. So were you guys here just kind of chilling or was this a work thing?
Yeah, no, this was a little bit of recon, but my daughter is just completely into all of this, and so I wanted to spend a day with her and just kind of.
As she should be.
That's right. That's right.
You mentioned you're already working on the next.
Yeah, so my next film just got picked up. It's called Frost Road, and that will be a cold thriller, and we're shooting up in Northern Ontario in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is it completely cast? Because I know a girl.
Most of the people in our film are kind of looking like they're looking in here, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun thriller, psychological thriller that takes place up in a very cold climate, about a guy who kind of wakes up and finds out that he's just triggered the apocalypse. So
now, can you tell us a little bit about anybody that's attached, or?
Not yet. We're just figuring that out right now, and we're gonna have some big announcements coming up very, very soon. So
I remember the last time that I was at your home was a couple years ago, and there had just been some humongous actor who had stopped by your house, and you had found out that he was a fan of your work as well.
Yes.
Did anything progress, and can you tell us?
Most of the stuff takes a long time, surprisingly how long these projects take, but yeah, we've been just so fortunate to work with such amazing actors over the years, yourself included, and it's great to just see everyone's careers doing so fantastic, and the movies have been doing so well for us now that moving into television, we're developing our own games, we're doing a ton of VR, and very active in this space, so it's
and when we say we, this also involves Keith's wife Valerie, who is
Yeah, she's co-owner of the company, and she's directing now. We're doing the new Persona game that's coming out. We're just announcing the new Ghost in the Shell game, and about maybe 20 other projects that are coming out this year. So it's going to be a good year for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty impressive when people are seeking you out. And like you said, it's not about the work, it's not about the dollar, because the people that are seeking you out at this point don't necessarily need the work or the dollar, but they're seeking you out because something spoke to them in not only what you're writing, but the quality and the production of your work.
Right, absolutely. And that's really neat, because then you know when you're on that same creative level that when you collaborate, that's where the real magic happens. Because as a writer, as a director, you can see that vision, but when you have someone who can bring that to life and you can have that marriage together, then the audience gets to enjoy that and see that magic happen. And coming out doing video games, you know, we've had the luxury of being able to manufacture these things, you know, in our studios, but when you're on set and you're doing this on, you know, with actors live, it's a much more visceral experience. And that's why I love making Phoenix Incident this year, because I got to work with so many talented people coming out of the game industry, but telling, you know, this very realistic, you know, UFO thriller that.
How long of a shoot was it?
We actually, the film was only shot in about 14 days, and the budget was just over $1 million, and we went worldwide. I just got back from Korea last week at the Busan Film Festival. We've been winning Best of Fest at several award festivals all over the world, and it's made it really neat just to kind of have an idea and to actually execute it, and then to be able to have it launch the next part of your career.
Right, because a lot of times you make something and, okay, we made it, it's done, and what's next? But to be able to see that it has a life, that it's going on past post-production.
And the industry is really changing right now. I mean, that's the thing that I've been really enjoying, is that coming out of video games, we're starting to use sort of game distribution and marketing and these viral campaigns that we created for our graphic novels, and we're applying them to motion pictures now, and that's bringing the audience along for the journey. And
it's the same strategy.
Absolutely.
You know, and everything's living online and all the online distributions. I mean, obviously, yes, we wanted to get into theaters because you want the largest audience possible, but that's not necessarily the largest audience anymore.
No, absolutely. And we were really fortunate for a film as small as ours that we had a 200-city launch with Fathom events, and yes, we were able to do a day-and-date release. And for a small film like ours, you know, most of the time you're lucky if you get into a festival and be able to tour, much less get a theatrical distribution like we did. So I was like just honored the fact that, you know, we had that opportunity and the audience responded to the film, and that's hopefully giving me a chance to now expand my career and start telling more stories.
So for the video game fans that are watching, is PCB still producing video games,
Oh,
and
yeah.
what's the next one coming?
So the next one I can talk about is the new Ghost in the Shell is coming out. Persona 5 is going to be launching a little bit later this year. But some of the big video game franchises that we've been working on have new sequels coming out, and they're not announced yet, but anyone who knows our work will know probably what we've been involved with. So it's nice to work with friends, and it's nice, all these games, you know, we work together for years and years. So that's the best part about working in the game industry, is that you know that the next one's going to be even better. So we've got about 30 games that are coming out this year, and very excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing, you guys. IdeateTV, checking out. This is Keith Arem with PCB Productions. You can check out Keith Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, PCBProductions.com.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, because these guys are just